I don't know, boys. It looks like today's gonna be a good day. Hopefully I won't have to use my AK. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the vlog, welcome to the channel, and welcome to another fun Tacomaholic video. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing an updated truck walk around where I just sort of go over everything I've done to my truck real quick. It's not gonna be anything detailed, but I realized I like to do one of these every now and then, and it's been 6 months since I've done one of these videos, and obviously a lot's changed with the truck since then. I can't believe I checked on my records, and it's October 12th was the last time I did one of these, and it only felt like two or three months ago, so a little behind on this. A lot of stuff to update you guys with as far as mods and all kinds of other stuff that I've done to the truck since the last video. Of course, I do videos for pretty much everything I do to the truck, so you can always check those out. But I wanted to do a general walk around because since the last video, my channel has pretty much tripled in size. So to all you new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So this video is really for you guys to give you a complete walk around of the truck so you can see sort of like a good starting point for everything else. So let's get started. Okay, so easily the biggest thing I've done to the truck since the last video is the vinyl wrap. You can see, try to get it here in the sunlight so you can get the best possible light. This is an orange matte vinyl from Avery. I love the way it turned out. I've got orange matte as the base, you can see, for the entire truck, including the roof and all that. For the fenders, and I know they're sort of filthy right now, I've got to give it a good wash this weekend, but the fenders, they are a satin black, which I think looks great. And in case you are wondering, no, this is not a school bus color. It is orange matte, and I know it always seems to show up lighter on camera than it is in person, but it is a lot deeper than probably what it's looking like on camera. You can come around here, you can see the shadow side especially. It gives it a nice deep orange color, which I'm in love with. The orange is just a base. I will be adding a design to it at some point. Not 100% sure yet what I'm going to go with, but it is definitely going to look wicked, so stay tuned for that. Next thing to talk about, coming here to the back, I normally have a KB Voodoo tall bed rack that sits on my bedsides here, but I did have to remove that to get the truck wrapped, because when they wrap it, you know, they take off these, they take the lights, everything off so they can get the wrap in there and tuck it. So while I had the KB Voodoo rack off and all the accessories off that, I'm doing a little project to that specifically, giving it a bit of an upgrade, but the rack will be back hopefully within a week or so, now that it's actually seemed to have warmed up so I can paint. Rack back in just a little bit. Also up here at the front, and again they are sort of filthy, so I apologize for that, but I do have some custom retrofitted HID headlights, which if you have been following the channel for any amount of time, you probably know these have sort of been a nightmare for me, but I don't want to jinx it, but they have been completely dry since my last fix for that. So if you are having any kind of headlight moisture issues, usually with aftermarket headlights, I've got a ton of videos on possible things you can do to help get rid of the moisture. Not only to get rid of the moisture, but to keep it from coming back. So mine's been good probably for about 3 weeks to a month now. We have had quite a bit of rain, so hopefully those stay dry, because they do look great when they aren't completely fogged up. I'll do a nighttime video sooner or later and show you guys all the lighting mods, but today again I'm just going over sort of like a quick cursory glance at everything in general. Also up here on the front, I do have a fresh coat of bed liner on the grill. I love the way that turned out. It's a nice textured finish. I've used this bed liner now for the grill, for my rock sliders on the side, and then for my rear bumper in the back. And whenever I get around to getting a high clearance front bumper, I'm probably going to do the same thing. I love the way it turns out. Super easy to use. You can see I also used it. Try to get a good angle there for you on the Toyota emblem. Gives it a nice textured finish. A few other quick things to get to on the exterior of the truck. I do have a pair of the rigid dualies. These are the flood version. They put out a ton of light. Again, I'll cover these in more detail in a night video. Got the little TRD stubby antenna. A viewer actually sent me these. These are the TRD Sport turn signal mirrors. They are not plug and play, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to do a little digging, because while they look great compared to the boring off-road mirrors, I definitely like to get this turn signal functional. I'm going to go over all these suspension mods next, but before I do, I did just want to mention, usually when I do a more specialized video on something I'm doing to the truck, I do always link to that specific product down in the description, so if you like it, you want to get it, you can find it, it's easy to pick up. Since there's a ton of things I'm talking about in this video, I'm going to post a link down below which includes my build thread on Tacoma World and the first page of that build thread does have links to everything, so it just seems a lot more reasonable than to post links to all that stuff on this video. So go ahead and check that out. Also, before we get started, again, if you are new to the channel, I also recently launched the Tacomaholic website, which is www.tacomaholics.com. I will go ahead and link to that below, so stop by and check that out. It's sort of like an Instagram blog, all that fun stuff in one, and you can also get some of my patches that I have out for sale. And again, I am also working on trying to get decals, maybe some keychains, all that stuff out in the near future. Go ahead and swing by, give the website a visit. Tons of fun stuff on there for everyone. And as far as the suspension goes, we can't start talking suspension until we start with the tires. These are 33-inch. They are 285, 75, R16, Goodyear Wrangler, MTRs. These are the ones that have the Kevlar in the sidewall for that added protection. They are heavy, they are beefy. I love the way they make the truck look though, that wicked tread pattern. I've had these for about a year now, a little over a year actually, and I have rotated them a couple times, just about 10,000 miles on them. And as we all know, mud terrain tires aren't designed to last as long as other tires, but I'm pleased with the wear on them so far, so it's pretty decent. I am considering upgrading or, jumping up in size to 35s at some point. But you can't just slap on 35s. For the front of the truck at least, you gotta do some cutting and then re-gear the back so your tiny little Toyota transmission can handle all that extra rotational weight. I think 35s actually fit in the back without cutting, as long as you have a 3-inch lift or so, which I certainly do. And I know it's dark and it's probably hard to see, but as far as suspension up front, on the top, I do have SPC Light Racing upper control arms, paired with adjustable Bilstein 5100 shocks, which I do have on the 0 setting, so my shock is not actually giving the lift. The Old Man Emu 887 spring is, so I'm getting about 3 inches up front while maintaining a ride that to me feels just like stock, if not slightly better. And then in the back, I have the Bilstein 5100 extended travel shocks, and they pair beautifully with the filthy Old Man Emu Dakar leaf spring pack. It's a full replacement pack, you can see right there. And then I've got some of the Wheeler's super bumps right there in the middle. I love the Dakar pack, and they don't ride nearly as harsh as I thought they would, considering, I don't have a ton of weight back here at any given time. And they feel great to me, and I'm getting about 4 inches of lift in the back, which I absolutely love. If I step back real quick, you can see sort of a slight rig from front to back. Obviously, it's about 1.5 inches higher in the back than the front, but I kind of like that look. I'm not one for the bro look where the front is higher than the back, but some of you might be. Nothing wrong with that, just not for me. And going over armor real quick, I do have All Pros front IFS skid, Bay Area Metal Fab lower control arm skids, and you can't see it, but behind this front skid I also have the All Pro transmission skid. Going down the side, I have the pair of the 100% bolt-on SOS Off-Road Concepts sliders, which I love. I do go ahead and put some of that, it's pretty much like skateboard grip tape right here, I just got at the hardware store, because these are pretty slippery when you're getting out, so you can pretty much use them as a step. You can see when viewed from the top, they do stick out, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 inches right there, so definitely handy sometimes. And then coming to the back, I have the All Pro rear high clearance bumper. Again, I painted this myself. I actually got this because I got rear-ended, and it was only going to cost me about 50 bucks extra to get an aftermarket bumper than it was to fix the factory one, so that's no decision at all really. Why not go for the better aftermarket one? I just primed and painted it with bed liner myself and had a body shop install that, and I love the way it turned out. And of course got a couple black and orange D-rings there to match. Also, while we're back here underneath, you can see I do have the U-bolt flip kit, which gives you quite a bit of clearance there right under the axle on either side by the shock, because that hangs down usually about 3 or 4 inches if you have the factory U-bolts on there. Plus, if you just look at the whole thing in general, it gives it a nice clean look. One of the newer things I did add these Total Chaos bed channel stiffeners, because if you are not aware, when you have a rack or anything back here which is constantly pushing on this, adding weight to the bed sides, they do have a tendency to sort of separate from the bed over time. So you can see the bed channel stiffener right there sort of bolts in and secures that, tightens it up a little bit. And of course, right here, one of the first mods I recommend everyone get, or accessory to their truck, is the Tacoma bed mat, because if you're back here and you're, washing your truck, if the composite bed right there gets wet, it pretty much is as slippery as ice. So this will keep anything from sliding around, including yourself. As far as under the hood, you can see it is pretty much stock. I added a, little oil cap filter right there from TRD. I do have these red line tuning hood struts, which I absolutely love. Those are a great mod to do. I do have an aluminum platform from Power Trays for my S-Pod unit. And again, if you don't know, an S-Pod, once you get it wired up, it pretty much makes anything you're adding to your truck, like lights or that need to get ran to a switch, it makes that super easy. So now, when you pop this top off, I have 6 pre-wired ports that are whatever I'm just adding these lights, I will wire those to port 1 on here. And then if you get in here on the inside of the truck, this is the switch for port 1. So it's already pre-wired, ready to go. So if you're not an electrical whiz like me, that is a super convenient thing to do. And on the inside of the truck, really not a lot going on. I did add this. It's a RAM mount holder for your phone. This is super convenient. These are the super popular Chinese AC knobs, which at nighttime, they're backlit, so there's a nice little halo around those. Those are pretty cool. I do have some Hondo knob replacements up here. You can see this like an AR-15 barrel, nice little cosmetic upgrade. Again, up here, I have the switch panel for the S-Pod unit. Of course, you might be able to see my dome light right there. I have upgraded all the lights on the inside of my truck and mostly on the outside to LEDs. And then in the back, I've got this nice little MOLLE set, so you can have all kinds of pouches, little tactical gear ready to go. One last thing I can't believe I almost forgot about is the WeatherTech floor mats, which is again one of those first mods I certainly recommend you do to your truck. Super convenient, useful, and makes cleaning your truck or keeping it from getting dirty pretty much a breeze. Alright everybody, that does it for the updated walk around video. Hope you enjoyed it. The purpose of this video again is just to enlighten you new subscribers to the channel and new visitors, since the channel has sort of taken off lately. I love the way the truck's going so far, the build coming along nicely. Certainly not done by a long shot. People keep asking me if I'm, interested in doing A or B or all this stuff, and my answer to everything is pretty much yes. I love adding everything to my truck, from small stuff to big stuff, so chances are pretty high that sooner or later I'll get to it. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoy your weekend. I know, weather permitting, I have some fun projects to do for my Tacoma. Hope to see you guys in the next video. If it is your first time stopping by, please go ahead and subscribe. Give the video a like, comment below, let me know what your favorite thing I've done to the truck is so far, and help me grow the channel by sharing this video with your friends and family on social media. I will see you in the next video.